It is called The End of the Line. About fishing and how we're running out of fish, the end of fishing, the end of the line, we've reached the end of the line, the end of the fishing, the line, fishing. So, I think that this is one of the most generally appealing movies of the year. The cool thing about tonight's movie is if you'd like to take someone out for a movie, this will work for everybody. It's like good cinematography, good editing, good music. It's won a bunch of awards. On top of that, it's good for fishermen because it talks about fishing and fishing technology and how we're running out of fish. It's good for people who are into food. If you know any foodies, chefs, people that are really into cooking, they need to see this film. People who like the ocean, who surf, will, I think, appreciate this film. And if anybody's interested in environmental science, the rad thing about this movie is it's very science-driven. They talk about the challenges of regulation, the challenges of research, the challenges of management, socio-political issues, social justice, resource distribution. This is a really good film. It's recent. It was just made a couple years ago. It won a bunch of awards. I would like to show this one in class, but the College Board is probably more likely to ask you about fish farming. So I showed you the fish farming one in class and this one after school. If it wasn't for the College Board, I would switch that. Tonight's movie, 6 p.m. The trailer is very dramatic. The movie's not nearly as dramatic. Already dramatic, right? Yeah. It's like, whoa, it's gonna get heavy.
Which ocean is it from? How is it caught? If you take those currents all dropping, when are they going to hit you? At one level, it's a question of how bad is it? Shut down last time. We have reached the limits of what the ocean is capable of providing. To find that resource, there will be points in the future where we will not get the process of the world. It could be a world where we can. The key belongs to us. So why don't we claim it back?
I know that was like very, very dramatic, and I apologize for making it perhaps more drama than necessary. The movie's not quite as somber as the trailer, but it is like a really great film. If you have a chance, I recommend this movie very, very highly. And like I said, general population, bring mommy, daddy, sister, brother, date, whatever, it's all good. It's not often that our movies are good for the public, but this one is. Many of you, a shocking amount of you, expressed interest Yeah, so no, I'm actually going to be looking for a ride home afterwards. I have a really heavy backpack. So if anybody else is available, I think it would make a very good impression if we had like a serious, focused crew there. All right. I have moved two assignments. 4.4 is pushed to Thursday, and soil sample and lab prep are pushed to Friday. Lucky you, you've been cleared for takeoff to your 2 days of sleazy Halloween grossness. Woo! On the 1st, you'll be turning in stuff that you do in class. So you don't actually have homework until Friday. But we really got to talk about that soil lab, so please take it out, the ones grabbing the back. Do you want to what? What are you driving? Is he a good driver? I promise I will tell you now. Everybody, please look at part 1, procedure step 1. Step 1 in the procedure for part 1. Part 1, step 1. You can use a paper bag, plastic bag, cardboard, box, large coffee cup. I don't care what you use, but you need to bring about 2 cups of dirt. From home or near your home. I do not want dirt from the high school. Believe it or not, I can tell from across the room. Our high school's dirt is not naturally occurring here. I think everybody knows that there used to be a creek that ran like that way, underneath my feet. And then we added about 20 feet of rocks and gravel and dirt to build up the floor here. This used to be a creek, and so Santa Barbara High School's dirt is mostly not from this area. It's really unique and really easy to identify. Plus, it's not that interesting. As far as our results go, it just happens to be no good for this lab. So please don't bring it from the high school. If your home doesn't have good natural dirt, you can go get dirt anywhere near your home. Please try not to break any laws. We need about a grapefruit volume, maybe a softball volume, somewhere in there. When you go get your dirt, I think you all understand that if the dirt's been out in the weather, it got wet and it dried and it got wet and it dried, and it'll make like concrete, super hard. You can't dig into exposed dirt. What you should look for is underneath leaf litter below a tree, or underneath organic material below some shrubbery, something like that. You want to look for naturally occurring dirt, so not underneath your roses and not in your wine barrels. Naturally occurring dirt that's underneath some organic mulch of some sort. You'll scrape aside that mulch and then just grab like a grapefruit size of dirt, put it in some sort of container and bring it in on Friday. You don't have to wait until Thursday. You can grab it whenever so that you're not waiting to the last minute. You can use any container. I gotta warn you, kids leave their Tupperwares all year. My house, we don't even ask for our Tupperwares back because I keep all the Tupperwares you'll abandon. Yesterday's salad, you might have noticed I was eating the salad during period 3 yesterday. That was a kid's Tupperware. I mean, it's my Tupperware. It's been my Tupperware since 2007. dirt, not old, crappy, dried out dirt, not high school dirt. Also, I have to give you a heads up. Friday's lab is for real. We've been easing into this. We had a couple of, hi, welcome to class, here's your lab. And then last Friday, we had a, hi, are you ready to come into class for this lab? Now this Friday, you really, really, really have to have your S together. Please look closely at your lab. You'll notice there's a procedure for part 1 soil structure and then flipperoonie. There's also a procedure for part 2 chemistry and water retention. Please look back at part 1. Between numbers 4 and 5, there's even a day 1 and a day 2. You have kind of a lot of procedures prepared here. I strongly recommend that you really make a good procedure, and also that you decide in advance how you'll split up the work with your lab team. Daniel can do the part 1 thing. Evan can do the part 2 thing. And then Ryan can get all the stuff and help out wherever he can and maybe do the water retention part. To be really honestly clear with you, I've seen kids blow it so big on this test, on this lab. There's often kids who have to stay 10, 15 minutes into the next period. This is probably the one where most of you are likely to lose points, which means in the second semester, lab averages tend to nosedive because kids don't prepare seriously enough. Don't say I didn't warn you. You want to actually commit to making a good procedure. Yes?
So, same partners as July?
It's up to you, but I certainly recommend that. That's definitely my recommendation. If you need to get different lab partners, it's cool, but I would use the same one. Anybody else? Yes?
I know if some people have their lab procedures typed. Is that acceptable?
No, I think I only allow that for 2 students, one of whom had a broken wrist and one of whom has an accommodation approved by the school.
Excellent.
Anybody else?